Welcome to A-Level and AP Physics, a place where you can improve your understanding of physics with confidence. In this video, I will explain how to calculate acceleration using ticker tape timer. It's not very difficult concept, but often students get confused if they are not clear about key concepts. So I will make it as simple as possible so you can understand how to calculate acceleration using ticker tape timer. And I'm also confident if you watch this video carefully, at the end of the video, you will be very confident to handle ticker tape timer questions. Let's try to answer this question now. You can see here ticker tape timer. The tape is given to us, and also the question is telling us that a trolley is traveling down a runway. So we can also sketch here like this, means we have a trolley and that trolley is traveling down. As the trolley is traveling down, if we ignore the friction, we can simply say that there is a resultant force acting on the trolley. Due to resultant force, trolley will accelerate. And if the resultant force is constant, it means acceleration is also constant. Now, part A is simply asking us, we need to describe the motion of the trolley. So simply we can say the trolley is accelerating. Now, let's move on to part B now. Part B. Part B is asking us find acceleration and it has to be in centimeters per second per second. Now, the first thing we need to understand how to calculate acceleration. So we simply understand acceleration is equal to change in velocity over time, or we can simply say final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken. So we need, for this problem, we need final velocity to calculate acceleration. We also need initial velocity and the time between initial and final velocity. So this is what we need to find. So here you can see now I have divided tape into 4 parts. So the first one, we have 10 ticks. Here again we have 10 ticks. Here you can see 10 ticks and also here 10 ticks. Now, first thing we need to calculate is u, the initial velocity. This is the start actually. This one is the start and this one is the end. Initial velocity means we need to calculate u. We can calculate from here. As the acceleration is constant, we can take any 2 parts, but I will take the first one and the last one, velocity from here. Now how we can calculate u from here? U is simply is equal to displacement over time. Displacement over time. As the displacement is given to us, displacement is equal to 2 centimeters over time taken, and the time for 10 ticks, time is 0.2 seconds. So if we calculate from here, we will get that velocity is equal to 10 centimeters per second. Let me write down here 10 ticks equals to 0.2 seconds. If you're not clear about concept of tick, you can go to my channel and you can watch video on ticker tape timer. 10 ticks equal to 0.2 seconds. Now the next thing is that how we can calculate velocity. So we need displacement. Again, to calculate velocity, we need the displacement, means we need d and over time. So displacement. So what is this displacement mean? Displacement from here to here. So this displacement we need to find. So total we can see is 26 until here is 26 minus 15. If we minus 15, we can find the displacement here. So minus 15. So displacement here is equal to 11 centimeters. So we simply write down 11 centimeters divided by 10 ticks. 10 ticks means total time is 0.2 seconds. And if we solve this one, we will get 55 centimeters per second. So now we have U and we have V now. So the value of V we have got, that is equal to 55, and the U is 10. Now what we need to calculate now is the time between two velocities. Time between two velocities. Now we can calculate in different ways. One way to calculate is take time from the start of U and to the start of V. So this is the time between. For example, if we have one car, its initial velocity is u, let's say, is equal to 2 meters per second, and this velocity is at time when t1 is equal to 1 second. And then the velocity becomes, let's say v, the velocity becomes 10 meters per second. Velocity become 10 meters per second, so 10 meters per second. And let's say at this point the time t2 is equal to 8 seconds. So the delta t in this case is 8 minus 1 means 7 seconds. So the same concept we are using here for delta t. So we can start from in starting point here to the starting point here. So how many ticks here? We have 1 10 ticks, 2 10 ticks, and we have 3 10 ticks. So total number of ticks, we can say 30 ticks or 3 10 ticks. So delta t is equal to 3 10 ticks. 3 times 0 0.02. 0.2. 3 times 0.2. Now if we do these calculations, we can find value of A, that will be equal to 75 centimeters per second per second. So here let me write down again value of acceleration, that is 75 centimeters per second per second. So this is how we can calculate acceleration. But the difficult concept for many students is this one. Students often get confused this one, how to calculate time. Now you can see here in this calculation I did from starting to starting. We can also do from the end, let's say the end from this point to this point. We can also calculate delta t, that will be the same. How many ticks here? We have 1 10 ticks. How many here? 2 10 ticks. How many here? 3 10 ticks. So again, if I write down delta t, that will be equal to 3 times 0.2 means time for 1 10 tick. So time for 10 ticks simply. So this is how we can calculate. I hope it is clear to you. So if the, and also you can also even, for example, you can also do like this. You can start from the mid of this one to the mid, and also you can go. But in this case, the dots are very close together. It will be not easy to see. So we can take from the starting point to the starting here. Or we can take from the end of this to the end of this. So anyhow, you will get the same